Okay, good morning, guys. How are you doing today? Very nice to hear. Good morning, online. Good morning. Hope everyone are doing good. All is well. Good. Okay, so did you completed data sync? Day. Really? Wow, nice. On done, huh? No issues. Hmm? First attempt only. So you had steps? No, directly, huh? Huh? Better. Okay, for Ashok is saying something. Happy Raksha Bandhan. So today or tomorrow? Uh, so today they will give you Raksha Bandhan. Tomorrow you'll pay money. Um, a gift. Okay. Mm. File hasn't got transferred on the spot. Huh? Mm. Okay. Nice. So really good that you have completed this data sync. That's really nice. I think by this, what I can say is you guys are having more experience than actual real time people for sure. Because in real time, as always say, no one might have this kind of exposure or experience in all services like this. So because and experienced people can also agree with me. Yes or no? Experienced people online, right? See, so it's really good, really good. Okay, so today I thought to take Route 53, but what I'll be doing is today also I'll be giving little bit extra, right? And but this is not on practical side. This is just to overview on few services because these services that what we're gonna learn today, you might get any question or you might not get. So it is always good to have to know that service name and what that service is doing. Okay, we no need to go deeper there, and then it's not at all required. But I'm just giving you additional knowledge so that anything, just in case if someone is asking for something, instead of saying don't know, so you can say that there is a service like this, you can set it up. Okay, so I'll just giving overview today. There will not be any practicals and all, just a overview session. Okay. Okay, so we have talked about databases, correct? What are the databases that we have learned? RDS, DynamoDB. Hmm? Which one? Huh? What is that? అర్థం కాదు. ETC, yeah. Elastic cache. Hmm? So Redis, DynamoDB, Elastic cache. So we have learned these are the main core databases that generally we'll be using in the real time. Okay, so most of 99% of people will go with RDS, and then if you want to have a NoSQL, they will go with the DynamoDB, and for caching and increasing the performance, they'll go for the Elastic. As for that reason, we have covered those things very deep. So there are few more databases that you just need to know. You just need to know. Okay, so let's talk on those. Guys, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Hmm. So let's go with additional databases. Additional databases. So the first database that we talk about is document DB. What is that? Document DB. So have you heard about MongoDB? Heard about it, right? So we heard about MongoDB. That is also one of the NoSQL service in the market, right? So instead of going NoSQL, instead of going MongoDB and all, right? So we'll be using DynamoDB. But in the industry, so many developers, what they do is they'll say that I want that only. నాకు అదే కావాలి. Right? So these guys will say that, no, I need MongoDB only. So for that, AWS came up with a new service called Document DB. Which one? Document. It is fully managed MongoDB compatible database. Which one? MongoDB compatible database. So anywhere in your certification question, anywhere in interview, anyone ask about, hey, what is the MongoDB service in AWS? Then you should say, that's it. Document DB. Write down. These are all important. So it is fully managed MongoDB compatible database service. Okay. So MongoDB is used to store, right, query and index JSON data. So does it, what is the data it supports? JSON data. And it is fully managed, highly scalable, right, with replication across 3 availability zones. The third point is known one only, right? We know that third point, right? Fully managed, high scalable with replication across 3 availability zones. Yes or no? Whatever in DynamoDB, also, DynamoDB is server based or serverless? Serverless. So this DynamoDB, all the data is stored in the backend in 3 different availability zones. Yes or no? Do we need to really worry about the data in the backend? AWS will be handling those things. Here also, DynamoDB is completely fully managed by AWS, and that too, all the data is replicated across 3 availability zones in the backend. So, do you have any worry about missing the data or losing the data? No need. And this document DB grows, right, automatically grows in increments of 10 GB to 64 terabyte. How much? 64 terabyte. So you no need to specify any size, volume size for this document DB. Guys, in RDS, we give the volume size, no? In RDS, how much? 20 GB, 100 GB, 200 GB. But here in document DB, you no need to give the size. Automatically, it will increment. Till how much maximum size? 64 terabyte. You understand? So remember, anything related to question related to MongoDB, which is the database that you should be using it, document DB. Okay, Nana? Enough. And then we have something called Amazon Neptune. Do you remember in DynamoDB, we discussed about different types of NoSQL database? One is columnar database, one is key value database, one is graph database. Remember? So we discussed multiple things. So in AWS, if you want to have a graph database, DynamoDB supports what model? DynamoDB support what model? Okay. One is document and key value. Yes or no? Certification question. Which one? So DynamoDB supports which models? Two models. What are those? Document model and key value model. So DynamoDB support document model also. Okay, but if you want to have separate MongoDB, then go for DocumentDB. But if you need to have a graph databases, which databases? Graph databases. I mean, I told you, the example. Let's say in social networking, someone has uploaded the photo, and he has tagged someone. His friends will like, and their friends will like, and the common friends will like, and you will get that image, and common friends they get image. But the root, so how it is getting connected, everything that is called graph database. What database? Graph database. So anything related to graph database, which is the database in AWS? Amazon Neptune. What is that? Amazon. One more time. Amazon Neptune. So Neptune is what? It is related to what database? Graph database. So a fully managed graph database. This one also highly available across 3 availability zones with up to 15 read replicas. Where have you heard about another 15 read replicas? In RDS where? Are intra ఇది one is multi-AZ, another read replica. But how many read replica maximum you can have? 5. I told you 15 also. Which database? Which one? Aurora. Aurora has 15 read replicas. And another one here, 15 replicas for which database you have? Neptune you have. So Neptune is related to what database? Graph database. MongoDB? DocumentDB. So can store up to billions of relations and query the graph with millisecond latency. It's very huge and big. And another example for this is, do you know Wikipedia? In Wikipedia also, we have so many links are there, no? You open one page. In that page, there will be one link. And if you click on it, it will go for another link. And from there are so many relations are there, no? So what is the database that you are using in the backend? Graph database only. So generally, even I wondered many times, how much they are handling this kind of links. Every page they have the links, right? So if you take one word, on top of it, there is one link. So how you are handling all these things using the graph database only. So great for Wikipedia and social networking, etc. Okay, ma? Good. And then we have seen MongoDB. MongoDB is one which database? DocumentDB. And then we have seen graph database, Amazon Neptune. And in market also, we are hearing another database called Cassandra. Cassandra, right? So Cassandra is also there in AWS because see, previously it was not there. These are recently introduced one. So if at all, some customer will say, no, we need Cassandra only. Cassandra is also NoSQL. DynamoDB is also NoSQL. Use DynamoDB. No, I want that only. So for that reason, right, Amazon AWS came up with a service called Amazon Key Spaces. What is that? Uh, uh, so Amazon Key Spaces. So it is serverless Cassandra compatible database. So Cassandra is from which? It's from Apache. Okay. So Apache Cassandra is a open source NoSQL database. So again, it is automatically scales tables up, down based on the traffic load. And then for SQL database, what kind of query that we use? SQL query, right? SQL. What is the full form of SQL? Structured query language. And for Cassandra, we use CQL. Which one? CQL. It is Cassandra query language. It is one Cassandra. Using Cassandra query language. We call it as CQL. All these things will be handled by your developers only. So we don't need to worry. Just need to know about the things. That's it. Okay. So it will use single digit millisecond latency at any scale. Thousands of requests per second it can handle. So it supports on demand and provision mode with auto scaling. Another question for you. Where did you heard this? On demand mode and provision mode? నేను వెళ్ళిపోతాను నా వల్లే ప్రాబ్లం అయితే నేను వెళ్ళిపోతాను Where did you heard this on demand mode and provision mode? There are two types of mode, on demand mode and provision mode. Where? DynamoDB. Very good, right? It's a remember in DynamoDB. So if you select on demand, automatically it will scale out and scale in, right? So do we need to mention any provision capacity units there? No, but if you go for a provision mode, you need to mention how many RCUs and how many WCUs that you need. But here Keyspaces also supports on demand and provision mode with auto scaling. Yes, correct. And also these guys support encryption, right? It supports backup. It supports PITR. What is PITR? Point in time recovery. It supports all these things. You getting it? So I slowly injecting your brain. See, so which is the MongoDB databases? Document DB. Which one is graph databases? Which database supports Cassandra compatible? Amazon. Okay, so what are the three databases that we have learned today? Document DB, Neptune, Keyspaces. So document DB supports which database? MongoDB. And then Neptune supports graph database. And the Keyspace support Cassandra. If you know this, if at all you get any certification question, you can easily answer it. Okay. Nice. And then you have Amazon QLDB. It is fully managed quantum ledger database. So it's a ledger. A ledger is a book of it's a book recording financial transactions. So what is the next database, Nana? Amazon QLDB. What is the full form of QLDB? Quantum Ledger Database. Quantum Ledger Database. So anything related to your recording financial transactions, then go for the QLDB. Okay. So as an architect, if a developer comes and asks you, like, let's say I'm a developer and you are a architect, right? You are an architect, correct? So now I'll come and ask, hey, I need to have a graph database. In AWS, do you have anything like that? What do you say? This is how you should say. You should say, yes, there is a service in AWS which supports graph database, that is Neptune. So you can use Neptune service. So another guy will come and say, a customer will come and say, hey, I have a lot of applications, but backend it using a MongoDB, right? And then which is do you have any service in AWS supports MongoDB? Like this, Fatak, you need to say. That is the main, how you are saying now, that is the main reason I took this class. So this one, developers will go and create everything, right? It's not very hard also to go and do all these things, but thing is, you have to know. And then if someone asks anything related to financial transactions and all, then go for the QLDB. What is QLDB? Quantum Ledger Databases. Nice. So this is also fully managed, serverless, high available, replication across 3 availability zones. So used to review history of all the changes made to the application data over time. It is immutable system. Guys, immutable system meaning no entry can be removed or modified. It is cryptographically verifiable. So this kind of databases is once you have cryptographically verifiable. So this kind of database, is it, let's say it is related to the financial transaction. Just assume our banks, very big banks like HDFC, ICICI, Axis and all, how many millions of transactions might be happening in the backend? Yes or no? And how do you handle all these things? If once the transaction is made, so is it good to someone can go and modify the transaction? Let's say you have transferred 5,000 rupees from HDFC to your friend. As I'm working in the bank, as I have access to database, can I change from 5,000 to one more, put one more zero there? And then how much you have transferred now? 50,000. Then you can start scribbling this guy saying that, hey, I transferred 50,000, give it back. Right? But the financial transactions, like, this financial transaction, is it good to remove or modify anything? No, it is not good. So it is cryptographically verifiable. Everything is in secure and you cannot modify, you cannot delete, you cannot do nothing. So how do you handle all these things in the backend using what database? Quantum Ledger Databases, QLDBs. And so it is 2 to 3 times better performance, right, than common ledger blockchain framework. Okay. You can manipulate data using SQL. So guys, and we no need to worry about it. So do you see that we have blockchain? So blockchain is also one of the framework used by the developers in the backend, right? So they will be using their own blockchain methods and then frameworks to set up everything. But here we have a database service from AWS, which is completely serverless in the backend, right? And then you can just, developers can just go and easily use it. And which database is that? QLDB, which supports this blockchain framework and all. So using your traditional blockchain framework, this is 2 to 3 times faster than your traditional blockchain methods. So that's why try to go and use QLDB. You can just suggest to the developers. So if you're planning to use the blockchain framework, and if you're going for the financial transactions, anything related to the ledger databases, so say that you have QLDB. Okay. Nice. So, and then there is one more database called Amazon Time Stream. What is that? Amazon Time Stream. It's a fully managed, fast, scalable, serverless time series databases. Which one? What database is this? Time series databases. So anything related, it's very easy to remember. No, in anything related to the time series, which database is this in AWS? Time streams. Similarly, here also automatically scale up, down based on load. It stores and analyze trillions of events per day. So it is 1,000 times faster than and 1/10 cost of relational databases. So if you want to go and set up this time series databases by the developers, so instead of going to RDS, relational databases, can we go to the time streams separately? Yes. And this time streams database is 1,000 times faster than your normal relational databases. And that too, it is only 1/10 of the cost. If you are paying 10 rupees for RDS, here you need to pay only 1 rupee. And it is how much time faster? 1,000 times faster, and it will analyze and store trillions of data of events per day. It's very huge, right? So I think we need to go deeper here. So it's enough. So time series meaning where you can relate it to the events, how your events are happening at what time series related databases. And it also helpful for it'll also, we can also encrypt and encrypt in transit data at rest is available here. So do you all understood? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Okay. Yes. Okay. So see me here, guys. So which is the database in AWS supports MongoDB? Which is the database in AWS which supports Graph database? Amazon Neptune. Cassandra? Amazon Key Spaces. Anything related to your financial transaction ledger databases? QLDB. Anything related to the time series events? Time streams. Okay. Nice. And okay. Let's talk about few more things, which is called write down recognition. What is that? Recognition. Recognition is a service in AWS. Also, you have something called face detection. Which one? Face detection. Face detection. If you want, maybe you might developer might develop some, yes. So developer might develop few applications. Let's say, for example, you took a photo, right? You took a photo with celebrity. So let's say who is celebrity? Eh? Yes, Sarah. Thank you. Come here. Okay, so good. So the thing is, okay, let's say you took, let's say, okay, for example, so we all took a group photo, right? I am the trainer lecturer. So you're all students and I'm trainer. So with this photo, this recognition, guys, this recognition service will help you to identify by the face. This guy is celebrity. So these kind of facial pixels and everything will be stored in the backend by if you match that it, so automatically, so the photo will get displayed that this is Ria sir, or this is this guy, or this is that guy. And let's say you took a photo with some heroes like Pawan Kalyan, Mahesh Babu and all. So automatically, so that celebrity names will be displayed and it get identified. Understood? So if at all you want to have that kind of related things in AWS, which is a service we have, recognition. So anything, any questions? I'm sure you will not get any questions on this. Do you get any questions related to face recognitions in solution architect? That to associate, not required, but I'm just giving you additional knowledge for you. Okay. So that just in case in future, if someone asks related to, hey, see, we are developing these things and we have face recognition. Do we have in AWS? You should say, yes, we have. What is that? Recognition. Okay. So write down, it is face. Who is your favorite celeb? I don't have any. Myself. You should feel like you should feel like you are the celebrity, guys. Okay. So don't take others as a inspiration. You can take inspiration, not okay. I don't want to go that level, but okay, you might have your own heroes and all, but if something is really good from him, you can inherit those things. Okay, just like all the boys are say, sir, I am a big fan of that girl. Who is that nowadays? Sri Leela. What did you learn from her? Huh? Come and dance. So, but thing is, good to have, but you take some inspiration, which is really good for you, right? Like you take Abdul Kalam, see, and uh, Pawan Kalyan is very true guy, and so Ratan Tata, see, so you can derive very nice things from so the hard work and all these things. Okay, yes. No more, no more discussions. Okay. If you are a sports guy, then you can take Cristiano Ronaldo, right? So if you are not playing any sports, then still you will say that I'm inspired. I have my Cristiano Ronaldo is my inspiration. What will it? Yeah. Okay. Next. So next we have transcribe. What is that? Transcribe. So this transcribe is used to convert audio to text. Where did you saw this? Tell me in real time. Audio to text. Huh? Alexa is speech to audio. You have also that's yes, but here audio to text. In movies subtitles, correct? So that guy is speaking something, automatically you'll get the subtitles, no? So based on the audio, so based on the audio, so automatically it will take that audio and it will convert into the text speech or text basically. So which is the service is used in our AWS to use that? So transcribe. Interesting, no? Good to know all these things, right? So that's the reason I list down all these things I'm sharing with you. So examples are subtitles. And then next one we have poly. Yeah. So poly is basically used for text to audio, reverse text to audio. And if you have Alexa also, Alexa is a product of AWS itself. So it will convert your speech, your speech to, yeah, it will take it. That is also one kind of programming that I have developed in the backend. So it will recognize your words and it will convert into the text in the backend and it will search and do what kind of thing. So if you go and ask, many of you might have Alexas, right? Google Assistants you have, Alexas you have, virtual assistants you have, right? So in your home. So if you say, hey Alexa, see, my friend, I also tried, but I didn't had that much time. My friend, what he did was he made, he's in US. He made the entire home as smart home. Everything, his AC, his lights, his doors, his TV, everything. It just matter of Alexa, turn on, and everything will turn on. Right? Turn off, everything. Open, open. Lock the door. Right? If all of a sudden, if suddenly Alexa dies, what will happen? So that much of smart home is also not good for your life, right? So yeah. So yeah. Mm. Next, we have here translate service. You need to configure. You need to use translate. Translate, you know very well. What is translate? Mm. Language translations. So these language translations, how do you use in real time? Is you can do dubbing, right? From Tamil movies to Hindi. You know, right? How the Tamil movies looks like in Telugu, right? So, and also in real time, in technical, for us so as a solution architect and AWS guys, what we can do is, let's say you're giving a demo to the customers worldwide. There might be some ching chongs and Chinese people and Japanese people and Irish people, that different countries from different global leaders. So if you are doing some demo, everyone will able to understand your English? No. So this one will automatically take your speech and convert and hear in the different kind of languages. It's like, just like Google Translate. How we have Google Translate. In Google we have Google Translate, but in AWS we have just AWS Translate. Okay. So the next service here is Lex. Adena Rahasam. It's not Lux. Okay. So it is used to build conversational bots. Call it as chatbots. Have you heard about this, Lex? So you go to some website, any website. In the bottom, you have a chat box. You think that you will get a chat box saying that, hey, I am Lalita, or I am Mary, I am Melissa, How can you help you? You poor people, boys will think that Melissa is chatting with me. So if you go and click on it, hey, hi, how can I help you? Oh, how are you? Right? How are you? And she'll send three questions every time, same three questions. Huh? If you want to, if you want this, press that or type this and all, right? So basically, yeah. So basically, this that intelligence AI chatbots, what we call it as. But guys, all these things will be using machine learning in the backend, ML. All the services that I'm doing, recognition, transcribe, poly, translate, like all these are all using what language in the backend? Machine learning language, ML and AI, artificial intelligence. So in the backend, so you will get the chat box, right? So if you click on chat box, automatically based on your questions, you will get the replies. So because in the backend, we will be storing the most commonly used questions based on the keywords in the backend. So whenever you find in your question, whenever they find that particular keyword, and immediately you will get the response, the same response, you will get it, right? That is called virtual assistant. Remember, virtual assistant. So or we call it as chatbots. Okay. Uh, and then we have here. Yes. So and then we have here connect. So just now he remind me. So it's a connect. So connect is basically a customer care. If you want to set up customer care center, if you want to support, so I'm not saying you are using customer care. You have your own company now, right? Let's say you have your own company and you want to set up a customer care. So you need to have all those things, no? Application should be there, incoming calls should be there, and the lineup should be there, priorities will be there, and application will be there, right? So if you want to set up all these things in AWS, there is a service called AWS Connect. So Connect is related if you want to set up customer care. What's that? Customer care. So call it as cloud contact or customer care center. And then comprehend. So there is a service called comprehend, which is natural language processing. That's what I said. AWS does everything. AWS does everything. That's why it is number one in the market, no? So um, as a solution architect, no one will teach all these things because not required at all. So sorry. Yeah, it's cloud contact. So if at all you want to do something in real time, which is really like, let's say for example, you might join a company, TV channel company, and they might be using also AWS in the backend. For what? Video streaming, live streaming, data streaming, right? So for all this, there is a service we discussed, Kinesis, remember? Kinesis is for video streaming, right? And then you have the cricket match happening, no? How you are getting the live data here and live things, all these things. Data streaming, video streamings you can do using Kinesis. So complement, it is a natural language processing. So it is a language processing where, so we have also not used all these things. And then here we have something called SageMaker. This one, many developers might use this, SageMaker. Yes or no? Developers, anyone in the class online? So SageMaker is used to build machine learning models. Yes. So in AWS also we have the SageMaker. So it's a machine learning ML for every developer and data scientist. And then we have here forecast. What is another? Forecast. What is the meaning of forecast? Not weather forecast. Okay, weather forecast is also same, but that is weather forecast. What is forecast meaning? Yes. So before itself, we can predict it, right? So here also you have so this forecast will help you to build highly accurate forecast based on the data you provide. So in weather forecast also the same thing, right? Weather, you will get the data in the backend from the satellites, correct? So from the satellites, you will get the huge data, the temperatures and how is the humidity, how is the everything you will get it. So based on that, what the applications will do, it will take the data, it will analyze, it will estimate, and it'll give the forecast saying that based on this next 2 days, you will get the rain or snow or here we don't have snow, but right. So you will get all this basically predictions and how it is useful in AWS. Guys, AWS, this one is used for estimation purpose. Let's say, for example, if you go for AWS billing also, you have forecasts. In billing, did you saw forecast in billing? So based on the usage that you are using, it will forecast you saying that, Babu, if you are using like this only, the bill will come this much. It will forecasting you. It is predicting and telling you that the bill will come. So based on the data, it will analyze the data and will forecast and give the bill. Right? So this one forecast is used for that purpose. So if you give any data to it, it will generate the forecast values. So build highly accurate forecast based on the data. And then we have something called Kendra. E-Seva Kendra. Pala Kendra, na? Okay. So Kendra. So Kendra, it looks funny, no? Names all. Right. So yeah, I have list down few things. Okay. Look at Kendra Vidyalayam High School. Huh? So Kendra, basically, this guy is okay. See, you are going and visiting few websites, correct? Let's say Amazon, Flipkart, whichever any website you take, and our AWS also, there is a search box. You have a search box. Every website there will be a search box. So if you put any value, if you need keyword there and you click on search, it will search the entire application and will give the results. Just imagine if you go to Wikipedia, just imagine how much big database they might have, right? So if you go and search, it will search the entire millions of tables and data, and it will give the nice your selected, I mean, appropriate details, correct? So here also, if you want to build such kind of search engine, you want to build search engine, you are not using the search engine. If you want to build your own search engine, then use Kendra. Kendra is used for, it is powered by machine learning also. It is ML powered. So Kendra, ML powered search engine. And then I don't, last one we have here, personalize. What is that? Personalize. So personalize is basically real-time personalized recommendation. So it will recommend for your personalizing any kind of stuff. Okay. So it is for natural processing, some language processing. We have not also used this, so I thought it's good to share with you. That's and it is related to medical use cases. Comprehend it used for medical use cases. So any kind of unstructured data that you have, it will keep it in proper language and then process it. Yes, enough. Okay. So looks nice, no? Good to know these things. So I thought to share these things to you. So just in case if you get any questions on this, so you can go for it. And also there is one something called API gateway, Nana. Which one? API gateway. So API gateway is basically if you want to have your application serverless, then go with the API gateway. So what is gateway? Gate. What is that? Generally, you know, right? Gate is the way. Gateway, right? Gate is the way. So we have the gateway, right? So gateway meaning what? You are passing through it, right? That is called the gateway. So let me give an example. So how this API gateway will help us is, let's say, so this will be used by the developers actually. This will be used by the developers. So for developers, the first thing that they morely work on is REST APIs. What is that? REST APIs. Developers, what is REST API? What is REST API? Let me hear from developers. Yes, SOAP is also there, but I want REST APIs. What is REST API? Okay, you'll have HTTP endpoints, that's fine. Yes, it is used to give the services to another application. That is also a good definition. So REST APIs meaning RESTful APIs is meaning basically if you want to REST API is an interface between the two computer systems to exchange the information. Simple. I use keep it simple language, right? So you don't need to go for the big things. Okay. So first I'll write here so that it will be helpful for you. REST API. So RESTful API, right, is an, write down guys, is an interface that two computer systems use to exchange information securely over the internet. So this API gateway mainly used by the developers. Okay. So let me give one small example. Okay. So let's write it first. So you will have a client here, right? So client will connect it to the API gateway. And then you can call any AWS service and you can store any data to database like DynamoDB, for example. So they will be calling using this REST API. So API gateway send request, and then it will proxy request, and then all kind of CRUD operations will be done in the database in the backend. Okay. So basically, the client, you have the client, guys. So the client using the REST APIs, they will be connected to the API gateway. First, they will connect to whom? API gateway. So from API gateway is like a gateway for all AWS services in the backend, right? It's a gate for the all AWS services in the backend. So from API gateway, you can call any mainly serverless services like Lambda. You can call S3, you can call anything. So API gateway is like a gate for all the clients who are using for the RESTful APIs. Okay. And then API gateway, let's say, for example, I'm giving a general example. Okay. Let's say we are all in one company. Okay. We are all. So let's say I'm an HR where I'm processing your salaries. All my salary information will be in my private database, correct? Do I need to give to the banks? But how the bank knows your salary? Correct? How does the bank know your salary? Do you think that your HR will go into and log into the bank and for every account he will add and then submit? They will not do like that. So what they do is they'll have the database, they will do everything here, and they will give the APIs to the banks. So the bank, generally, I'm talking about technical thing. Not every company will do like this. Okay. So I'm talking about technical, how to build this. So the APIs will be all the information the outside, like being banking people, they need to connect to our database, correct? But is it good that bank people can connect directly to our database? No, what we'll be doing is they will be connecting using the APIs, application program interface, RESTful APIs. So we will be giving the HTTP endpoints. Someone is talking about endpoints. We'll give the HTTP endpoints, and the bank application will call that HTTP endpoints, and it will come to the API gateway. And from API gateway, we'll call databases or Lambda functions or whichever it is, we'll be calling that. So this is, everything is a serverless architecture. Did anywhere in this, do we have any servers? No, it is serverless architecture. If you want to, guys, if you want to set up a serverless architecture, first thing that you need to come in your mind is API gateway plus Lambda. API gateway plus Lambda. Okay. Let me give, and what is CRUD? CRUD, what we call it as? Not CRUD. Not Perugu. It's CRUD. CRUD meaning create, read, update, delete. All kind of operations. Okay. So let me give, if I on the spot, if I want to give something. Okay, see here. Nana, see here. This is the application. Okay. Let's say website. Okay. Boom, website. And one career page. Guys, I'm just trying to build up all of on the spot in my mind now. Okay. So just me let think. Okay, see here. So let's say there is a website. I'm not talking about any other website. Boom website. So there is no company called Boom. I'm just giving example. So Boom website career page is there. In that career page, guys, you have the form, right? You'll give your first name, last name, right? Mobile, which job you are interested in, which skills are you interested in, etc., etc., and upload resume. Upload resume, and then finally there will be a submit button. Correct? There will be a submit button. So without database, without a server, see how I can use this. So this application, what that is, first it will send it to the API gateway. First it will go to the, all the information will go to where? API gateway. So guys, when I click on submit, the user also should get notification. Yes or no? So user also should get an email notification, right? Email notification. So how does the application can send email? Is that possible? Your application can send an email? You need to have Exchange servers. You need to have so many big infrastructure in the backend. But how does your application will send this? So guys, so basically you have the application, and then the data will send to the API gateway, and from API gateway, I'll call Lambda function, where in Lambda function, I'll write a function to send email, right? And then all the data, I'll be sending it to RDS or DynamoDB. So all the data is collected here. Do you see this? So in this, do I have any server? What is this called? It is called serverless application or serverless architecture. You got this? So these are the serverless architecture which developers will be will be doing it. So many people say, no, as a developers, what we'll be doing, sir? As a developers, what we'll be doing in AWS? All these things. So you can use an API gateway. So API gateway is the gate for your entire AWS. This is entire AWS. You can send it to Lambda also. You can send it to S3 also. You can send it to any service. In the backend, you can want to store the data. You can call DynamoDB also, RDS also, Elasticache also, whichever the database that you want to call, you can call it from there. So from applications, they will send APIs. And for this, they'll be using developers. Do you remember? If you want to test this, use Postman. So Postman is a tool to check your API calls. There are so many tools available. So most commonly tools that they use for is Postman. So if you want to have this serverless architectures also, you can do this using the combination of your API gateway, Lambda and DynamoDB in the backends. Okay, Nana? So here, whenever someone send this, it will go to the API gateway and it will trigger the Lambda function. It will send an email to him, and parallelly everything will go and write in database. See, this can also, you can do it. Nice. Okay. Good. Enough. I think today is enough. So it is good to know these extra services. Okay. And tomorrow we'll be going into the Route 53. Okay, today. Any questions? What is this? Which data most in real-time companies? It is depend. Is it possible for us to say which database is mostly commonly used? 100% no. It is purely depend upon the requirement. But you should be ready with all the databases how to configure. Okay. And there is a question, sir. What is meant by AWS Sandbox? Naresh, I posted on the Facebook. So very good, Rajendra. Very good. So he's doing a college, some project in the college by doing all this. Very good, Rajan. All the best. And then AWS Sandbox. So AWS Sandbox is no, you can hit it, Shaker, but your Lambda function. Do you remember when we learned about Lambda? Lambda can be created with VPC, without VPC also. Do you remember? We learned this. So if it is without VPC, then you can hit directly to the Lambda also. Okay, public. And also, guys, but you cannot. There is no way to directly hit the Lambda function. There should be some API methods, right, Shaker? So you should. It's always best practice to go with the API gateway to hit Lambda. It's on EC2 and Route 53 to host a WordPress website. Very good. Okay, so I was telling something. Sandbox. Sandbox, basically, it's an initiative taken by Naresh IT, but it is still in implementation phase. So the thing is here, what is Sandbox is meaning? Now I'm asking you for all of you guys to set up your own accounts, root accounts. You have signed up to AWS with your own root account. So it's your account, you handle it, you do everything. Sandbox meaning Naresh IT will provide you the AWS account. Not root necessarily, we'll provide the AWS account. So, and then with that AWS account, so we will be giving these accounts to each and every individual student, and all the practicals you will be doing there. And it has to be very careful. And then because some students will be very careful, and some students, what they do is they'll click that this and everything. And so that is also, there is separate strategy is there for sandbox. So I thought I thought what I'm doing is the best way till now for now. So if the management is asking to set up this sandbox, then we'll see it. But until unless if management tells that I don't go with the sandbox, so we'll go with like, it's the best way. Ops work. This is related. There is a service called ops work, which is not related to solution architect. It might be helpful for your sysop related things. And this is related to your DevOps things, guys. So do you remember in DevOps class, I told you about Chef Puppet? Remember? For configuration management tools. So you have this ops work is used for like, is configuration management service. And which is the latest one that you guys are using for configuration management service? DevOps, in DevOps. You're learning DevOps, no? What is configuration management tool that you are using? Huh? What, Ray? Huh? Bro, huh? What is a configuration management tool? Ansible. Hey, 1100. If you get any question, you will say out of syllabus, sir. Huh? But you might have the overview, no, first? No overview. Okay, but we did an overview, no, as a DevOps. So there I told you configuration management tools. So configuration management tool, the main thing that we use is Ansible. Which one? Ansible. Using Ansible, we can do any kind of configurations, any kind of installations. If you have 100 machines also, you write Ansible playbook. There is something called playbook. So you write it in YAML, YAML. So YAML language. So using that language, write the script and then deploy the script, and then all the 100 EC2 instances. Okay, I should not teach DevOps, but thing is, Ansible is really good because you have inventories. You have inventory in Ansible. So you can do auto inventory, or you can give the host names. Let's say, no, you have 100 EC2 instances. How many? 100. In all 100 EC2 instances, I need to install Apache Tomcat. How do you do it? Is it possible to do it manually? So what is the thing that you should be using? Ansible. So using Ansible, you list all these 100 EC2 instances in one host file in Ansible, or you automatically invent EC2 instance IP address, you get it, and keep it in file, write a Ansible playbook to install Tomcat, call each and every host machine, and send the script to inside the machine and run it. So this one will be happening for all 100 machines automatically. So this is configuration management tool, which is Ansible, which is really good for operations. Okay. I should stop. You guys are intelligent. I know. Slowly you're taking me there. Yeah. Take the screenshots. It's always good, Pooja. Guys, take the screenshot online and let me know once done. Okay. The second one. Hold on. Here I'll write serverless architecture. Serverless architecture. So, apologies for the mistake, spelling mistake. Hold on, I'll remove it. Otherwise, you'll say, sir also don't know serverless spelling. Uh, nice. So you got good information today. Super. But I'm telling you, for this batch only, I gave this information. I will don't tell to previous batches people. Huh? So, so if you go and say to my previous students, hey, do you know what is Neptune? Neptune. Do you know document database? Document database. You know key spaces, streams, recognition, Poly, Alex. Ray Sar told something really great. So, but what I decided was, so it's good to get more information so that, at least you know what the service is about. Super. So, can you give the final CC for today, please? So one quick question, can we put soft limit per user account instead of what limit is that? What kind of limit? Can we put soft limit per user account instead of root account? I didn't get number of EC2 instances. No, it is for the account. So I said like there is a this is for the account. It is not for the particular service. Okay, see here. Now I created 10 IAM users. Can I say this user can only create 10 EC2 instances? No. So you can have multiple instances can run, but what you can do is you can say to that user, you can create an inline policy saying that this user cannot access those EC2 instances. Can he access only few and he cannot access few? So that kind of inline we can do it. And then there will be account level limit will be there. Remember we discussed about service quotas. In service quotas, we have EC2 instance limits are there. How many EC2 instances you can launch, how many snapshots you can have, how many VPCs you can have, how many images you can have. Remember 50,000 images and snapshots are less, I think 1 lakh snapshots you can have. So if you want to have the quotas, then go to the service quota service and see the services and you can see it there. Good. Guys, online, okay, you gave already. Great. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the Route 53 service. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day and see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you. Bye.